All right, Captain Ron here, Corey Clark, Johnny, Andrea. We're going to talk to you guys about, I should hold this closer to me. We're going to talk to you guys about rural listings or just out in the country. Right now, I'm hit and miss. Here's what's going on, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to dive in. We're going to get everybody's opinion. We're going to slap this on and see what you guys think. Comment back. Let us know your feedback. But what I want to know is basically, I have clients now looking for raw land. I want rural investments. I want land on rivers, out by Packwood, Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier. Just everybody's trying to branch out. Now, the trend was during COVID, everybody moved out that way. They scattered out. What's happening now, and I'm seeing it everywhere across the country, even New York, everything, they're coming back to the city because they didn't have the Starbucks, the spa, this and that and everything close to them. So they're coming back. But what we're doing is we're kind of doing a rubber band thing. We're bouncing back and forth. We're going back and forth. Now we're realizing we're trying to find that happy medium or middle ground of like, okay, I still want country. Maybe I want a second home, but I want in Packwood. Maybe I have some extra cash now and I want that land. And that's what I'm seeing right now. So I have a buyer that wants raw land out by Packwood. I have someone that wants a river out by Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier. I want ski resorts. So I'm kind of getting the rubber band, I guess, is what I'm going on.
Yeah. Oddly enough, this year for me has been a lot of listings for land, just vacant land. And so I've definitely seen that transition of people looking for these residents, which, I mean, that's still happening, the single family residents. But I mean, I've had at most in one time, I've had 7 land listings, vacant land listings. And
which is huge. You were the land guy. Yeah.
yeah,
You were taking after me. I did that one year too. I was like, I'm the land guy.
Yeah, so people are definitely looking for land, and people are looking to sell their land. But I mean, the listings that I had, people are buying them, and so it's definitely that's definitely happening. But something else to keep in mind as a seller and a buyer is there's a lot of fraud happening around vacant land because the fraudsters are taking advantage of the fact that people don't live there specifically. So they can find out just the basic information that they need to have to get the attention of an agent, and then have the agent list it and try to have them sell it when it's not theirs. And it's happened. It's happened a few times.
It's gone through actually, and it's crazy. So I think that's something you have to be careful for. I think if you are looking for remote land, or if you're out in the country, let us know, because we do have buyers. I think that's the main thing as well is, look, you're out in the rural land. You're out in between Packwood and Mayfield Lake or wherever you're at. Let us know, and if you're wanting to sell, we'll list it, because the buyers are starting to realize that happy medium. And that's really what it is. It's like, hey, I don't want to be too far from town, but you know what? This is a good happy medium. And I think that rubber band is starting to finally field its spot where it's like, this is where I'm comfortable, you know?
Well, and some of the trend that's happening that I'm seeing is, and I've read a little bit about this, is millennials are wanting to be further away from cities and towns. Mm-hmm. And that could be in part because COVID happened and people are able to work remotely. So being close to town is not as important as it used to be. And so millennials are like, hey, I'd rather live further away. So I've recently had, folks that fall into that category and buying in places that are much further away from your typical town where you have all the amenities. They want to be not off grid, but away.
Johnny nailed it.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, Johnny.
Got the computer right here, just working a little real estate, little everything, right here from the office. So it works well. And I think you guys are right that finding that happy medium to, not be too far removed, but, and obviously if you can afford a second home, you want to diversify and kind of get out there. It's great to be, local to a spot where you have a lot of amenities, but also a place you can get away, go skiing and boating and camping, just kind of,
well, you deal with that too, because Johnny, I don't know, but Johnny's out there, Johnson Point, and then you do have Montana and everything else. So you kind of have the same world too.
Yeah, trying to, just mix a little bit of everything and be close to family, but be able to go, disappear for a little while too, which is awesome.
Yeah. And you got your laptop.
I got the laptop, and I can, work from anywhere. You hotspot off your phone, and life is good.
I think that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'd love that.
Yeah, it's a nice mix.
All right, so what do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're in the market to buy something and you want to live further out, it's really important to make that choice, though, of the things that you can live with and you can live without. And working with the right agent, they can help you, even if you're from out of state, which a lot of people are
Yep.
now because we're a lot more remote. We can work remotely. Finding the right agent, working with them, making sure that you can live with those things that you may not have further out is really
Actually,
important.
I'm gonna jump in there because she's spot on. So Andrea nailed it. Here's something you guys will like. Seller came to me, and unfortunately, I will be honest. Completely humble. I actually was not able to sell their property, but they, California or Texas, moved up. Couldn't sell the piece of land because they bought very remote. I mean, 45 minutes, an hour out. Problem was no high-speed internet. They had to use what's the internet? No,
HughesNet.
HughesNet. Thank you, Corey nailed it. He wins. HughesNet, horrible. So the other option is, and then we finally figured out a loophole is, we had the Tesla, the Starlink, but Starlink for the house had a huge wait, but the RV on Starlink didn't. So there's a tip for you guys. Starlink RV you could get right away. And so they hooked it up, and I ran it for them. They're out of state, so they sent it to me. I hooked it up. I ran it here at the office. I posted this so you'll see it. But I ran it at the house, and we were downloading between 80 to 100 megabytes per second, which isn't bad. So they could work from home now. Couldn't sell their home because bought during COVID, during the heights. People kind of realized that rubber band thing back and forth, and then they were stuck with the higher price. Couldn't sell it for the price they needed to cash out. Fortunately, I will admit, it just didn't work. But what I'm trying to come to is the agent that sold them the home had no clue about HughesNet, had no clue about anything like that. And so the agents out there just selling them stuff. Oh, septic. Oh, what do you mean? What's septic? Oh, you mean the river runs through and it's going to block the dam? And what do you mean hunting behind you and natural forest and raw land? I mean, Corey hunts. Corey will tell you about land. So anything out there, we know HughesNet. We know. I mean, sorry, jump in.
No, I think what I'm catching from all this conversation, again, this was kind of a spur of the moment type of conversation that we planned on having. And basically, sure, an agent can sell you land or a home in rural country all day long, but do they know the difference between what it's like to live in the city and what it's like to live in rural country where you don't have all those amenities, and what do you need to look out for? So internet is a big thing for a lot of people. So if you don't have great internet service and you plan on working from home, and if you don't ever check into that while you're buying, then you end up closing on a house that you no longer can use to its best ability because you're trying to work from home and it just isn't working because your internet's terrible.
You think they'd check it too, and also don't trust. I hate to say this, don't trust even the realtor. Like, I mean,
yeah, it's the due diligence of the seller or the buyer to make sure that they're getting the internet and the speed that they need. But your agent should be able to give you a basic idea or the resources to find that information. But in addition, with the recent fraud that's starting to happen with these vacant land deals, your agent should be aware of that too, and should be asking those questions and making sure that the land that is for sale is truly for sale from the actual owners. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's truly happening. Like, it's real. It's a real deal.
you can tell Corey's still mad about fraud on that.
I
love this.
So
Sorry.
and to be honest, the only reason I know about this is because I was taken. I had somebody claim to be the owners and wanted me to list their property, and I did list it, but I had found out later that it was actually fraud, and so I didn't sell it, but I found out that it was fraud. So that was a learning moment for me, and so you can bet your butt that I'm going to make sure that I'm asking more questions when I list a property. So,
But I think that kind of goes back to like working with the right agent, because we're on a team and we share information, and you're not going to gatekeep that happened to you. And like we all work together to make sure that everybody's doing their best for their clients by sharing information amongst ourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Corey, we have no secrets here. That's I think what's key with our office is everybody knows everything, and we're open, we're upfront, and we're honest, and this is who we are. And I think that makes us a hugely big proponent on being on your team because we're stronger for it. So we pull our knowledge, not only knowledge we have, but from everywhere, and we're humble and we don't mind learning. We all make mistakes, but it's moving forward, being straight honest, and taking care of the client first and foremost, along with ourselves, but just doing the right thing. And I think that's key, is always doing what's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything. Johnny, what do
Yeah,
you got
I mean,
to
you know,
summarize?
teamwork makes the dream work, and we're, you know, ready to work for you, and you know, we work with each other very well. And I think, you know, to Ron's point, it's that if we don't know, we can, you know, find a resource that does know, and move forward in a positive way.
Yeah, and that's kind of, I guess, summarize again with everything is, one, if you're looking to sell or buy out in rural country, we'll take care of you. I mean, we go hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, everything up through Packwood. I mean, Father's Day. I dragged Corey to do a Father's Day thing with me 2 years ago up by kind of in between Mount Adams and Packwood out that way, and he's driving a travel trailer with us up a dirt road up a mountain, and he's like, where am I going? And it's like an hour out in the middle of nowhere, and he and I both had to drive, how long do we have to drive? Yeah.
Driving the speed limit is about 2 hours.
2 hours to service, to talk to our clients. So we're out in the country, and we have a wagon trail of, I think we had like 30 people for Father's Day of all neighbors, family, friends, and everything, and travel trailers. And I mean, but we're out there in the country, in the middle of nowhere, on this river, Mount Adams, and then Corey and I would have to deal with the client. So we drive 2 hours down a dirt road to talk to clients for about half an hour. I think I'd soak it up an hour to get everything done and drive back. So my wife's like, you're gone for half a day. I'm like, took care of clients, I can relax now, and I got to do it again tomorrow. And that was, like, you're talking to people that know what we're doing. It's not like we're just winging it and saying, hey, we'll sell you some country. No, we traverse, go through Washington State, British Columbia, I mean, Idaho, Montana. Like, we are out there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you're looking for rural country, house, land, synopsis, executive summary, we will take care of you because we've probably been there. I guess in a nice way, right?
Yeah, those are spaces that I like to be in. I mean, I know the city residential too, and land. I know all that too, but I'd say in a preference, like, I love to be in the country. I love to be out in the rural areas. So
yeah, don't get us wrong. We dominate commercial, land development, everything else, but it's fun to go out.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll drag Johnny someday.
I'm coming along.
Well, he's Montana, so he's got kind of another level there. So that Montana thing. And Andrea's traveled all over too.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
Best state ever, Washington State.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on
But
the
I
spot.
mean, I do like being out there too. Even here, I mean, I'll drive north from us here, but I mean, I always prefer to go south, where it's just the drive by itself is better to me. I like it like that. But yeah, I mean,
And that's another thing is you could ask us anything, where to drive, where to go, ask us anything local, and we'll be honest. I feel like a lot of agents either one don't know, and maybe that's what I'd like to think, or just don't tell you because that again, the soccer field. You sell a house across the soccer field, and oh, this is great. I have a park Saturday morning for 5 hours. You can't drive down the road because there are so many cars with all the different soccer games. Does your agent tell you that? I mean, that's huge. I'd want to know.
Do they even know that? Is the other question. Like,
Well,
do they? I mean, we can, as agents, we can never know like the full extent of what each neighborhood is going to have,
Yeah.
but we can have a fairly good bead, or we can ask those questions. Like,
Correct.
and so if we see a soccer field, we should probably say, hey, what happens? And the one that comes to mind is the one over in Lacey, over by the Amtrak station.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a giant soccer field and playground and everything there, and like,
It's too funny because that's where my kids play soccer. It's
yeah, so it's like you think like, oh, cool, that's not just for the community.
Yeah.
That is for everybody.
pretty much the whole city.
So
And there's about 4 of them that I know playing around or swimming or I mean, we all have kids and everything else, and growing up here through the years, we know. I would say.
Yeah, and time in as a real estate agent, you start to pick those things up and you learn those. And again, that's why we share these things with the team of like, hey, I've got clients that are looking for this, and what do you got? Or I've got a client looking at a house in this neighborhood. What do you know about that?
Oh, absolutely.
And we just share all that.
Yeah.
Again, that's not to say that other places don't do that, but I feel like we do exceptionally well at that. So
Oh, absolutely. I think that's why we're here. I think we're really good. All right, we'll wrap it up because we've been going on. Let's start with Andrea. Last note. What do you got?
Wherever you're looking, I guess, like more city, rural, whatever, I guess, reach out if you're interested in buying or selling. And our team as a whole will do the best for you.
And to clarify some more detail about each one of us, we all have our own little. Each person's going to have their own, I guess, specialty in a way. But like Andrea is a veteran, so if you want to work specifically with a veteran, Andrea is your gal.
There you go. Yeah, don't mess with her too.
Well, I mean, there is that too, but like I definitely have that. Like, you know, I know what it's like to move as a military family. It's beyond stressful, all of that. So like that's kind of my knowledge base. Not that everybody else couldn't take care of you in the office, but you know, that's kind of goes what
What's
you
huge?
And we do try to to a degree, we hyper focus on VA because we want to understand VA because there's a lot of people that don't understand VA. So, long story short, like we really focus on VA to make sure we understand the ins and outs of VA because what we know from Andrea and working with other VA buyers or sellers is they just are never explained the benefits to them and what they have available to them.
Well,
So,
you fight for the country. It's the least we can do.
yeah.
I mean, simple as that. So thank you for your service, Andrea.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, what do you got?
Yeah, you know, if you're buying or selling, we're happy to help. We've got a great team here, responsive, quick, and dedicated, and very agile. So if you need something from us, we're here for you.
All right, Corey.
Yeah, and not afraid to, be humble and to just say if you don't know, we don't know, but I'll find you the answer. I guarantee you, if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to make something up. I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot, and I'm also not going to put myself in that area of risk where I lose my license or get a fine.
Yeah.
That's just, I will not do that, and I will not do that. I will tell you the truth. If I don't know, I don't know, but I will find you the answer.
I think it's a good point. So I think we've built this team up. For one reason. It's to be straightforward and honest. I mean, if you make a mistake, we all make mistakes. It's life. I mean, no one's not going to make a mistake. And if someone says they haven't, that's just a flat out lie. We all make mistakes, myself included, constantly. But it's how you get up and it's how you face that mistake and you hit it head on and you take care of the situation and the problem. And that's the whole point of this in real estate is do it straightforward, do it honest. If we make a mistake, we're right there. We say what's going on and we fix it and we move forward and we take care of the client, the property, the land, the home, everything like that. And that's reality. That's life. And that's how we move forward and we do it efficiently. We do it well. And I have the best team of everybody that is, I can literally say straightforward and honest and I have no issues. I'm not worried. And if they make a mistake, even myself, I'll tell them like, shit, I screwed up. Here's what's going on. Learn from my mistake. And we all do. But we learn from it, we move forward, and we correct the problem. We don't try to hide it. You don't try to hide it under a brush. We don't try to get a quick dollar here. That's not the point. Our point is longevity. We are rooted here. We're local. We have family. We have kids. This is our life. So it's not to be taken lightly. And so when you're investing or buying or selling with us, you're investing in the future because we'll be here for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. My kids will be here. They're running around. Like this is us. It doesn't get more straightforward than this. So if you want a straightforward office, PNW Homes Group and the best agents you can get, best brokers, real estate agents, we're here and we'll work with you and you know what you're getting. Tell us what you want and we'll hunt to the ends of the earth to find it to you because we love hunting. I can guarantee you that.
And I would just end with if you've made it this far through this video and you're watching, and
That's true. God bless. God bless. Yes.
and and you're an agent or maybe you're thinking about becoming an agent. We're always recruiting, and we're always seeing that. Not always. We're seeing as of lately, like some new agents coming on. They're just not getting adequate training to understand how the process works and to be able to effectively represent their clients. And though that is frustrating, it's also, once we get into a contract with those types of agents, it's affecting both of our clients. And we want to make sure we're taking care of you as our client. And to do that, to effectively do that, we have to make sure that both agents are working together cohesively. And so what I'm getting at, long story short, is if you are looking to be an agent or become a part of a team that will support you, and if you feel like you need that extra support, come talk to us.
Yeah. Our door is always open. We've built up an amazing team, so we're very tight knit, but we'll always take on new agents. We just we look for the qualities that are in all of us, and we'll always help you.
Yeah. We want you to be successful, and even if you're not on our team and you're with a different agency,
we'll still help you.
We still want
Still help you.
We still want you to be successful, because, like I said, we're in this together. We got to work together to try to represent our clients the best that we can. And if you don't have the proper training or the knowledge on what you're supposed to do, then we're failing.
Yeah. So, with that said, we'll point. Thank you, Johnny, Andrea, Corey. Thank you for listening. Glad you made it through this whole video. If you cut and jumped ahead, awesome. We are always here. We are making videos all the time. We'll be at Thurston County Fairgrounds this weekend, 5th and 6th.
You got it.
Yep.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
11 a.m.
Dang it. 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then 7 to 10 for the comedy show this Friday and Saturday, May 5th and 6th, Thurston County Fairgrounds.
It's going to be a good time.
All kinds of swag. Hey, thank you guys.
All right.
Bye.